Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rambling Toffee podcast. I'm Mark. I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Um, as you can guess, it's just me today, as per usual. I was due to have Stu on from Everton Views. We did do a recording on Sunday, but uh, technical issues. We come to the end of it, and when I come to upload and to do my usual things, edit and everything else to put it out there was an issue and it wouldn't upload. There was an issue with Zoom, which I was using with Stu, and for some reason it was just not allowing me to download or upload. And because it's free, I'm using it as free at the moment. Um, it seems to be wanting to charge me to actually download the file itself. So at this moment in time, that went up in the air. But we did have a good chat about everything about Everton, about the previous few games, and talking about what we could do next and everything else when he comes back on. But I want to thank Stu for coming on Sunday. It was great chatting with you. It was great talking about all things blues and everything about Everton on the field and a little bit off it to an extent. So hopefully at some point in the future, when I get that sorted with Zoom and everything regarding that, he'll be coming back on and we can have a real good chat about everything about Everton, about the season, and everything on and off the field. So keep an here and keep an eye on that um, over the next few weeks. Hopefully, we'll get something sorted. Right, so yes, we'll start today. As you can guess, it's a Wednesday. Normally, I do it the Tuesday, but I just needed a bit of extra time to get my head around all the crap that is basically ongoing regarding 777 partners and this takeover, which obviously is dragging on for 8 months. And each day something else is happening with regards to 777 partners. More lawsuits thrown at them. Clubs like Standard in Liège, basically in Belgium, not players are not getting paid by them, and all sorts of things like that going on, and it's just ongoing. And I just drawing into that, all the if this, that, and the other. And of course today, also Alan Myers, if you've been on social media, is reporting, and also Sky Sports are reporting now that we should find out in the next few days before the game on Saturday that will 777 take over the football club or not. We'll soon find out. There's obviously a supposed meeting with Farmer Shiri and 777 partners in London. We'll find out over the next few days if, you know, yay or nay. Everyone knows my view on this is that 777 partners, and especially with all the noise out there and everything that's ongoing, with all, I think it's about 16 lawsuits and all sorts of things. Uh, it's just, for me, I'm just fed up with it and just want clarity. I think probably not just fans want clarity of where we're going as the season ends. It's all everything on the field has been sorted. We are staying in the Premier League, obviously, for next season. But as fans, we want to know where our club's going, what the direction the club's going, and also, probably the manager, the director of football, the players, everybody within the club wants to know where we're moving forward because we've got it's a big summer again. We've just talked about last season, the season before, and everything else, saying that it's a big summer, not just off the field but on it. We've got a situation with players out of contract or a year left on their contract. Like Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got a year left on his contract. We've got players who we've had on loan. Do we want to take them on permanently, or are they going to go back to the clubs? And other players who are out of contract and so on and so forth. We've got players with us, who you can look upon as assets, such as Jared Branthwaite, Anana, Jordan Pickford, players of that caliber, even Dominic Calvert-Lewin. If the players that could move on because we may need the money. We obviously at this moment in time financially we need the money, uh, and if they're going to go, we have to bring new players in they build the squad, for next season and make it a strong enough squad for us to compete in the Premier League because it's going to be a tough one. Because if you look at the Championship, Leicester have come up, Ipswich have come up, and they've been fantastic this season, and it's great to see them coming up. and you could see Leeds coming back. We'll just have to wait and see. Southampton's and we could see, but they might come up and be a lot more stronger than the current bottom three, um, and we may struggle even further. So everything is up in the air. Um, you know, it's in one sense it's a relief that we are safe this season, that we can go into the Sheffield United game relaxed and go and enjoy a game of football. We could see, as the game is on Saturday, you could see, players being given opportunities like Chimiti could start again, and you could see other players getting opportunities, younger players getting opportunities to start. We'll just have to wait and see um, in that game. And of course, the last game, of course, is Arsenal, where normally when we go to Arsenal, and normally when it's the last game of the season, we normally get thrashed. But this season doesn't really matter on its purpose. It's just basically we're safe, we're happy on that level. But everything off the field is just, never ending story. And when obviously against Brentford, it was assured that we are now safe in the Premier League. We actually didn't have to think about for a few days that, we didn't actually think of what was going on off the field and all the activities of what's going on off the field. But it didn't take that long, and it's just been this, it's just getting speeding up, speeding up, speeding up, speeding up, and this, you know, it's really, really frustrating. And for me, I'm worried. Obviously, probably I'm guessing everybody else is worried what the future holds. Um, Nobody's communicating, nobody's talking. I know it's great that the shareholders put out the statement yesterday, being very critical, obviously, of Mashiri, and demanding that we do, you know, back away from 777 partners, and look at alternative investment that is out there. And that has been put to him, obviously, through that statement. I know Fab had their monthly meetings with the club, so obviously they're asking questions regarding the takeover and everything regarding it. We'll find out in the minutes, or at some point we'll find out what was came from that. I know that they are scheduled at some point in May. I forgot the date, but they are scheduled to speak to Mashiri. Mashiri wants to, obviously there is something's going to take place, but will it happen? I don't know. So everything is up in the air. Everything's up in the air. So I can't, in my own mind, which is really, really frustrating on my part, is that I want to be clear in my mind that this is what we've got planned going forward. You know, my views about Sean Dyche as manager on the field, and I do feel that he's very one-dimensional in a lot of the games that we've seen this season and how he sets up, and it's always very structured. But at this moment in time, over the last few games, it seems that he's changed his way and changed how the team plays. As much as the team is still playing that formation, it seems to be that everybody's on board, and they found something that is workable. And he's actually listened to the players and listened to his coaching staff, and he's willing to adapt, which for a period of time I never thought he would actually do. I just thought he would be very strict and stick to his guns and stick to the way he plays, his formation and tactics and how he does things. But it looks like he's done something. So I'm positive. My only positive thing is that at least he's actually willing to change and willing to try something. But my view is that we'll see in the summer. Does he give an extension into next season? A lot of fans, seem to think he should be given another season going into Bramley-Moore. But I'm going to guess, because of all the off-field activities and the fact is that, do we have any kind of a money available? They obviously, I'm going to guess they're getting frustrated. Kevin Felwell and Sean Dyche, they're getting frustrated about what players they can bring in, what players will have to leave, what this one that. They don't know, and that's going to play into this. That if unless something is done now, this minute, and we get some clarity, understanding where we're going forward, then maybe our summer will improve and we can start next season a little bit stronger. But again, it's up in the air, and it's quite difficult and to grasp in my own mind what we're going to do next because I don't know what's going to happen next. All I've known as a football fan, whenever each season ends, it's always you have the break. You start thinking about, because the transfer window opens in January, you start thinking about what players could come in, what players are going to leave. You start thinking like that, and then you start thinking about pre-season, when they're going to come back and what games they're going to be playing in friendlies and everything else like that, so you can get yourself ready and in preparation and getting excited about maybe new players coming in and strengthening the team and all that wonderful stuff that we've always known over the many years of supporting Everton and any club. For example, if you're a fan of any other club, it's the same scenario. That's what it's all about. But I can't think like that now because at the moment, all I think about is, are we going to go into administration? Probably not. You know, are we going to get any kind of investor coming in to take over the football club or invest more money into the club or help with our finances and everything that is ongoing with that? Is there somebody out there? Is somebody waiting? I hear rumours as usual, rumours. Are people waiting? But are they waiting for us to go into administration before they jump in and pick a very cheap, a football club that would be cost less than what it currently is? And all that. And why am I thinking? I'm not a finance guy. I don't think what this money will do. Is it going to pay this debt off? To pay all the debts off? Is it going to do this, do that, and do the other things? I don't know. And it's really frustrating as a fan that I can't I can't do anything about it. I can't do change anything about it. I can't make anything happen. I know some fans are thinking after what we heard over the last few days regarding all the issues, the lawsuits, everything that's ongoing with 777 Partners and what's happening to them and how they are on the verge. It feels like they've got on the verge, like the deck of cards are collapsing. They're on the verge of going into administration themselves. They're probably going out of business themselves because of all these issues and owing money to different clubs, different businesses, this, that, and the other. And it's just that's why, you know, my feeling, that's why what we're going to hopefully find is that they're not going to be that it's going to break and they're not going to be the ones taking over. And my only, people say about hope, the only people out there who can change this thing is MSP, and they are the only ones who can actually do something about this because they, they have an opportunity. They owe money, obviously, by 777 Pilots need to stump up £158 million to them, and they're not obviously it's looking more and more likely they're not going to be able to pay that. And there is a deadline somewhere. Some people say it's the 28th of May. That if that money is not paid or it's not been given, then MSP can take the 51% stakeholding in the club, take overall control of the club. They can then make the decisions on bringing investors in or who they can look into to actually help this club to get in that stronger position. But all this is if, buts, and maybes. It's all rumor. It's all conjecture. It's all there, and it's absolutely mind blowing as to why, as this has gotten so far. People can be very critical of Paul Esque. He was critical of 777 Partners way back in September, or even before that, before when he was rumored to be people that wanted, take over the club. Some people disagree with him, some people agree with him, but he has always felt and he's always said that these are not the right people. These will not take over the football club. These do not have the money to do so. They do not have the funding. And it seems to be coming true. But it's taken 8 months, and it seems to be the media, locally and nationally, are starting to pick up because of all the stories regarding 777, regarding all their businesses and clubs and everything else that they're involved in, all struggling, all having issues, all having problems. Yes, Genoa and another club, is it in Australia, are doing okay, but that's it. And it's just going to be a matter of time before they start getting pulled into this, because what they're trying to do is take money from one place and putting it to another and moving it around, moving debt around. And it's what's happened with, in this scenario where there's £200 million that they have invested over this 8 months to keep the lights on, keep the club going, keep them moving on week to week and keeping it in that way. And we can all say, oh, they're doing, thank you, at least they're putting something in, at least they're trying to, keep the club going, not just on the stadium front, but on the club day to day. But it's what we find is that that money is come to us. It's a loan that they've taken from somewhere else to them. So somebody's loaned them that money, and they are now loaning us that money. So it's moving money around. It's moving loans. Okay, it's helped us at this moment in time, and we may look back on this and think, well, without them putting that money in, we could be in administration now. We could be in a completely different world if they didn't. But it's how they are funding it. They're not funding it through their own money, through going into their own money, their own wealth, and saying, right, we can pay that. Because if they could do that by themselves without going to somebody else for money, they could have, you know, done the takeover months ago. They could have paid off MSP. They could have paid off put enough money in to keep the club going until, the summer. They could have done all the things that the conditions that the Premier League set out them to do. They could have done all that if they had that money. But why is it dragged on so long? It's because they can't find the money. They are going to every investment company. It's going like to every loan shark or every loan company out there, every bank or everyone else. Oh, could we have this amount of money? Could we loan this at this rate? And then they get that because they're so desperate in wanting to buy the football club. They're so desperate because we've got an asset, which is that wonderful stadium being built currently, and they know they can make lots of money out of that. That's what it's all about. It's all about what we've got there. Without that stadium, they would be gone. But they would not even be interested. But they see the big gold mine that is over there, the big golden egg that is that stadium, and they know that they can make millions and millions of pounds back on that, and that's what it's all about. So, and the funny story is this: 777 needs us more than we need them, and that's what it's all about, and that's what I think it's all about. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think, but that's what I think. I just think that it's just a way to try and filter money, get money to them, and using us to actually get that money because we're a Premier League side, because we are look at the jewel and the crown for them, because we're the history and everything else, that we're part of the Premier League, that we're been it for such a lot of 71 seasons in the top flight without dropping out. We've we are founder members of the Premier League, founder members of the Football League. Our history just tells everybody that we've got a massive, fantastic fan base worldwide. We've got everything that we can give, and they they see us as a cash cow, and basically they think that if we can get us at this price, and they can just come and do whatever they like, and basically look at the stadium to take the money out. They can do what they can. They can probably even sell the stadium to somebody else. We can rent it so they can actually get 500, 600 million pound or whatever else, and then they can filter it all around into all their other businesses, not just their other clubs, but other businesses. And we will get a little bit of that money so we can buy a player here or there or whatever else. That's what it feels like. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just being absolutely off, speaking out of my arse, probably. But that's just how I feel. I just think that they are shysters, they're con artists. They just do not they are not right for this club, and Mashiri should be blamed massively for this, more than ever, because he is continued to be supportive of these people and think that they are the right people for this football club, that they will do the right things. What we're seeing, it doesn't matter just because it's other clubs or it's other businesses or whatever else, you can see it's a failing company, and they're trying everything they possibly can to find money to try and keep things afloat. I think that's, you can see writing on the wall, it's a company that's going bust, and they are going in that direction slowly but surely. And all these lawsuits that are going on, and when they all find out that they found guilty in all of them, and they have to pay money back for this, pay money back for that, and everything else that's ongoing with that, well, they're going to, you can just see it. So the fact is that today, after the statement from yesterday, I don't know if that put any kind of pressure on Mashiri. Maybe it didn't. Maybe they were already sitting in London meeting with 777 partners, and Mashiri was sitting there talking about this even before the shareholders association put out that statement. But we will find out before Saturday if they are, if Mashiri still has any kind of faith in them. If he actually has any kind of faith in them, I'm absolutely, I'll be flabbergasted, and it just shows you what an idiot he is, um, to actually think that these people are going to find that money to actually take over the football club. And for me, it all goes back to something else that, as I mentioned about MSP, um, are they the right people? The people that we have heard of and saw about and read about them, they come across a lot better. It seems to be their businesses are more, um, are running better. They seem to be good people in one sense from what I read about them. Are they going to be great for us? I don't know. Are they going to be able to come in and actually take on that potential and actually start to take on the role and bringing investors in to help them, to help the club to grow and to get ourselves in a stronger position that we can move forward, and then we can go into the summer, at least having an opportunity to try and build the squad and get it better and get it ready for the season ahead, the next season ahead. Um, Players who are out of contract, can they be offered new contracts? Players who, um, have been on loan, or can we take them on permanently? Can we do this? Can we do that? Do we have to sell players before the 30th of June because of PSR again? Because that's obviously an ongoing thing. Do we have this, that, and the other? There's so much going on, and for me, I just need clarity. And it was quite interesting, just interesting yesterday. I was listening to the Bull and View podcast. Please listen to it if you're on Patreon. Please follow them if you can. Just listen to their media roundup that they did yesterday. And it was quite interesting that the Bobble put out regarding Andy Bell, and that the fact that he is actually working at Everton at the moment, and it seems to be he's put, obviously, with George Downing, investment into the stadium and put money in, and he's put money. I don't know if he's put money into the club. I don't know in that sense, but it seems to be he's taken a responsibility to take that responsibility on. He's a big Evertonian, like George Downing is, and he said, according to Bobble, he seems to, be working full time at the moment, trying to get things sorted, trying to get things moving forward. So it's interesting what his role is and what he's actually doing there at the club at the moment. So that's great if he's doing that. It'll be interesting to see if MSP do manoeuvre in, and take on the majority shareholding. That we'll hear from Andy Bell, we'll hear from George Downey, we'll start hearing from people, and then start communicating, being more clarify what is actually going on. I would wish that Mashiri would do it now and talk to us. Hopefully, we'll find out when the Fab do speak to him at some point this month. We'll find out from the club when they have talked to him. So hopefully, we'll find something that is going on. But my worry is at this moment, as much as that information what Alan Myers put out there today, and the reports about that today, is that we're not going to, we're just going to get the same old statement. Oh yes, it's ongoing at the moment. It's we'll hopefully be given the approval soon. Hopefully it'll be all sorted soon, and it's just the usual hope this will happen. Hopefully, it's just kicking the can down the road, and it's just going to be on and on. And as I've said today, I want to know now what is actually going on so I can understand what's going to happen in the future. But it's not just for me, not just for you guys as fans, everybody who's listening to this. Um, it's, as I mentioned, the players, the manager, the staff, the people who work there, Langle, Rourke, anybody else. So they know that this is the picture and this is what's going on, and be truthful and honest about it. But we need that clarity. We need to know what's happening. So we just have to see what happens. We have to see. Hopefully, we'll find out in the next couple of days. So that you know, regarding the meeting with Mashiri and 777 Partners, what's going on with that? Are they continuing on? Are they still in this hope and this faint, this wonderful hope that they have that they're going to take over the football club further down the line? If not, Mashiri needs to pull the plug. They need to, yes, that money's there, but they need to look at something else. If there are other people out there, if Dilute obviously has been obviously Mashiri's already got Dilute involved to try and find other investors out there if they're keen. Okay, there's rumours out there, a couple of people from Qatar and someone else who are maybe interested, but it's not been confirmed. I don't know if that's rumour or just been put out there. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, today's podcast, I wanted to talk more about the football, obviously, but this is just taking over everything about the football. And I think as our season now, we are safe and secure. We got the Sheffield United game up. I think the only thing is to get this sorted. And today's podcast has very much been about that. What you guys think, of this whole mess that's going on, and where your concerns lie? What would you want to see to happen in the next couple of days if it's true that this is going on? I trust Alan Myers, so we'll see what will happen in that case. If it's not going to be 777 Partners, and it feels like that, then who else do you think? Do you think MSP, like me? Do you think will they actually come in and actually take on that responsibility to try and get this club moved forward and get the right people in and just go from there? I don't know. We'll just what do you think? Um, are there anybody out there who wants to take over the football club that we've not heard of at the moment? And we keep on hearing that there are people out there waiting in the wings, waiting to come in and pounce. Are they waiting until we go in administration, or are they, waiting till, say, in a couple of days' time when 777 Partners say, or being told that they're backed out, and then we got somebody else lined up, or somebody else going to come straight in not longer after that? We'll wait and see. Let me know what you guys think. Anyway, on that front, we've got a big game coming up on Saturday. Big game. It's a nice, hopefully the weather will be nice as well. We can enjoy the on-field football, on-field activities that are taking place at the moment. And, Sheffield United are, easy target to get an easy win, I think. You would hope, as they are relegated, obviously, and it should be a good opportunity for some of the younger players, maybe given a chance to play. And we'll see how it goes on. I can see 3 points. I can see 3 points from that game, and just keep on moving up the stadium, up the stadium. What the fucking hell am I saying? Up the table. Get us the further we can go up the table, the better our prize money will be. So that's always a positive as well. So yeah, we'll see how that goes on Saturday, and hopefully before that we'll get clarity regarding all the takeover shenanigans and everything regarding that. So on that note, thank you again for listening. Hopefully the next, I should be back on Monday for the next podcast. I'll let you know when I will meet up with Stu again with regards doing a podcast with him. And getting all his views and everything else regarding, we'll probably mostly about the season, about the takeover and everything else that's ongoing regarding Everton. So I'll keep everybody abreast of that and up to date with when that will take place. Other than that, I'll be back on Monday. So on that, have a great week, great few days, and I'll speak to everybody again next Monday. Have a great. I've said it several million times. Take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. So take care. Bye bye.